open up your eyes and realize the lies, and you will make it through this life, and you will rise. My spiritual brothers out there and my spiritual sisters, go to your highest potential and be that powerful being that you are and see clear.
And the rain be gone.
Yeah.
One sees clearly now. And I am wrong.
Yeah.
I see clearly now. The rain is gone.
Yeah.
One sees clearly now. And I am wrong.
Yeah.
Let it out my soul now. Making sure that I'm around. Making sure my girl wears a smile, never wear a frown. Want my kids to be greater, never ever be down. Fuck the internet, man, I'm moving in silence now. Make it through this matrix, no, I'll never ever be a clown. Most people lost and probably won't be found. Calling down protection from my hometown, D-Town. And they'll mean what I'm saying right now. I gotta be great, for goodness sakes. Just take a look around, shit fucked up today. And that's why I walk and I talk this way. Because my creator put things in me to say. I'm on another level, continue to raise. Cause I'm the kind of brother that the world can't face. Cause I've grown. One sees clearly now. The rain is gone.
Yeah.
One sees clearly now. Cause I have grown.
Yeah.
One sees clearly now. The rain is gone.
Yeah.
Tired of the same shit. This is why I spit. Man, I love to uplift, exercising my gift. Yeah, it's been a long time. Always positive. Every time I rip. If you own bullshit, I'm gone with the quicks. Don't be a petty brother or a petty chick. You think low thoughts? That's what you gon' get. Yeah. The rain is gone.
What's up, brothers and sisters? That was a song I did, I don't know, let me see, 3 years ago. Wow, that song was 3 years old. Yeah, I just thought I'd, come in on the intro on a song that I had did, and it's great. Thank those for coming in, welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. And we're going to get into it, of course. You see, I got Tech 9 on the banner and or thumbnail. He's going to be our inspiration today, and most that listen to this channel know that I love hip hop, and Tech 9 is, I have a lot of favorite, but I have to say, brothers and sisters, he's at the top. He's one of my top artists. I've been riding along with Tech 9 since the 90s, brothers and sisters, and a very inspiring brother. And again, welcome my generals, brother, sister, family. May that great divine be in our life, protect us from ourselves, for protection for ourselves and from ourselves, And I thank thy ancestors that fought through tooth and nail to get many of us in that great divine space that we are in. So be thankful, family, generals, brother, sister, family. And I know I said it already, but I'll say it again. Welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. And as we heard in that song in the intro, and that was 3 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So if we have come to that strength, do whatever it takes to maintain it and keep it, and listen to our warriors out here. And warriors can be in anyone. A warrior can be in our children, our family, brothers and sisters in the world, online. You know how I do it. I go above and beyond. And it's been a few days. Haven't been on, just been meditating, taking care of accountabilities, responsibilities. Got to stay on point on all fronts. Mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel, and that wonderful psyche I always talk about. We're going to get into it, my brothers and sisters, family, generals, salute one's fellow spell breakers, as my son, Lord Lamont, salute. He came up with that. That's what we are now. We are spell breakers, breaking all toxic spells out here. And there will be a father and son discussion this weekend I'm gonna do one either Friday or Saturday. We didn't do one last weekend because, for one, it was raining and storming and just had some things to take care of in life. Because one thing we gotta cling on to is reality. There are realities out here, and as a lot of us philosophers say, don't let the social media and/or media pull us in to a false sense of reality. Keep human connection with loved ones, much as we can. Help those that want to be helped, of course, ourselves, and keep it moving. And let that great divine get in our soul and keep us flowing. And salute to Tech Nine, again, one of my favorite artists. And he would be number one on my hip hop list as favorite artist. I'm sorry, I love Tech, the most authentic brother on the planet, which is there are many brothers out here. But we're just speaking on, again, Tech Nine is my inspiration today. And this video here was called "Oh Yeah." It's one of my favorite videos by Tech Nine. It's about 10 years old. And he was just speaking to that great divine in there and asking divine questions, like what's going on? Why is the world this way? So that's what I got from this banner here, brother Tech Nine on my banner here, the video. That's what I draw from it. And the scene I got on my banner and/or thumbnail is one of my favorite scenes because it's spiritual. Because he had the candles, he was speaking over the candles, and he had a glass of red wine, and if many of us heard that song at the beginning, that's the first thing he says, right in his first verse, when the song began. He like, this is where it's supposed to be, huh? All right, sipping on a glass of red wine right before bedtime, thinking everybody down here tripping. I love the power in it and the passion, and he was just asking questions. Like, you can tell he was probably going through something when he made that song, as many of us do, and many hip-hop artists, brother or sister, male or female, when we hear certain things in their songs or their passion. And of course, we can use, I would say, our most deep, passionate artists. Now, there are many, but I'm just going to name two off the top of my head, would be DMX and Tupac. Very passionate artists. And I get the same thing from Tech Nine. And another one of my number two, my favorite hip-hop artists is Tech Nine found this brother, Hobson. I love Hobson. Hobson deep, and he dope. I did a tribute to him. He's number two on my hip hop heavy hitters tribute, because I do a lot of those. I just did one on Field Mob, but the very first one was Tech Nine in that video he did with T.I. called Bible, which is another one of my favorite songs and video. And I've spoken on these things before, just kind of reiterating them. So Tech Nine was number two on the hip hop heavy hitters tribute, and no, Tech Nine was number one. My bad. Hobson was number two, and then so on and so forth. And I just always come up with my own list, but this right here on my channel. But we're gonna get into it, my brothers and sisters, and Tech Nine is gonna be our inspiration today, because he was on those verses in this song on my banner. The verses were fire. Of course, everything Tech Nine spit is fire, and how he has a very unique mind. How he gets those words that they come from his mind, his throat chakra, and it comes out his mouth so fast like that. Do you know how fast his mind has to work? A person that can rap fast and spit words like that means that their neurons in their brain is on fire, it's pumping. You know what I mean? So salute to Tech Nine, which you hear me talk about Tech Nine a lot. My all-time favorite artist. I've been riding along with Tech Nine since the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So I have never met the brother, but I've listened to him in interviews, and he's just a cool brother, humble, but at the same time, he don't take no shit either. But he's not out here looking for trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, and he been, man, well, I ain't gonna get into the beefing and who artists he could be better than, because it speaks for itself. I don't have to really get into that, but salute to Tech Nine. But that's why I got him on my banner. And this is, again, my favorite scene in that video, when he was spitting over those candles and he had that glass of wine. You know what I mean? And I just thought that was dope. And yeah. And we're gonna get into it. Build brick by brick. It's so rewarding. Building, and on the thumbnail it says build, and the title, build brick by brick. It's so rewarding. and we're gonna get into divine strength, which will transfer into divine power. But we have to develop the divine strength first. And sometimes developing strength in oneself and having divine power, and now again, we're not talking about power over things or over people, just a power within oneself to be able to maintain one's sanity and and give back to humanity the best way we can. Just being a good individual and not hurt nobody. That's a start by giving to humanity, because everybody has different paths, different walks. I've always been positive. I like to reach people. I had a period in my life where I did a lot of listening, because I remember when I'll say maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, before I even began speaking, I used to listen to a lot of people, and back then I was more so, I'd say about a good 15, 20, almost 20 years ago, I was kind of more into Christianity, but I'm not a Christian now. But I kind of, again, like many of us, we come up through the Christianity, so I used to listen to a lot of preachers and, and speakers and stuff like that. I did a lot of listening for years, and then I don't know, something, because only we know what our gift, skill, or purpose is in this life. So Great Divine called one to, reach people best way one can, and again, it's not about being this perfect individual. It's just having integrity and letting life flow. Let mama nature and that Great Divine do what it do naturally and work through me and you. Yeah, I meant to rhyme. I meant to do that. I do it anyway without even trying. Look, still rhyming, because I've been, again, I reiterate, I've been doing music since the 90s. I got pages and pages and pages and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of stuff I've written, whether it's a journal, a book, or writing rhymes. I got all three. And I got to get back to my book. I did one book called Unlocking the Vault. I finished it. It was 50 pages. And I started another one called Solitude Strength. And I think I'm up to, I don't remember, 20 something pages. I have to get back to it. I haven't written in it in a while. And I usually write in that book when I'm volunteering at my son Ethan's school, which I can't wait to get back to. I love doing it. I feel bored, nothing to do. That gives me something to look forward to. And that's another way of developing divine strength and becoming and having divine power. It's to have positive things to look forward to in our lives. As my son and I discussed, Lord Lamont, salute. The positive must and have to weigh out the negative, because the negative will overcome us. We got to keep good positive things within us. Encourage our own selves, not always looking for outside validation, as a lot of us speak on. All this authenticity, that used to be a funny word, so forgive me, but authenticity, it takes work to get at it. Saying and doing is two different things. That's something my son Ethan, his mom, gonna have to learn. She gonna have to learn accountability. Gets to a point when we're carrying a healthy divine spirit, our spirit won't let us tolerate bullshit. And some people just don't understand that, so if you're with, now this could be anybody, if you're in a relationship, family, just, human contact, brother, sister, in general, when you're with a real brother or sister, male or female, that's authentic to the soul, those who are fake, it's not going to work out, so just be real as we possibly can, deep within, and pay attention to the real realities of this life and not get bogged down with petty shit, because petty things is like a negative magnet, and it just pull you down, and it keep you from seeing the brighter things in life, and something I love to say, we have to get out of that woulda, coulda, shoulda syndrome. And it's kind of mostly for my black people, but in the world in general, this woulda, coulda, shoulda, learn from them woulda, coulda, shouldas. And you know what woulda, coulda, shouldas are? Things that we feel in our gut, our instincts, intuitions, always, I used to say this, and a lot of philosophers would say this: the first instinct is usually the correct, but sometimes we don't listen to that first instinct. And I'm guilty of this too, again, but it takes learning, being aware, being silent sometimes. And silent doesn't always mean being physically quiet, being quiet in our subconscious, focus on our subconscious. What is in our subconscious, most of the time, what do we think about the most? And that's where there's the awareness, the clarity. One can see clearly now, like the song in the beginning. And that is a wonderful, wonderful space to be. And that's why I came to Tech Nine, and I wanted to use him as an inspiration, because I want to know, like, I want to like really research him to connect with him, and there's other artists I do too, but just speaking on Tech Nine for the moment, he's joining us on EBXCARES podcast this morning, and good day, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone we're in right now. Salute, brother, sister, family, general. And he literally, like I said, he's an example of building brick by brick. And now he has an empire. And again, he's a humble brother, never been in no scandals or nothing. He's works on the outside of the so-called Hollywood quotation marks. He's not Hollywoodized. Hollywood can't even fuck with Tech Nine. Real to Hollyweird can't even fuck with Tech Nine. You know what I'm saying? And have helped a lot of brothers and sisters along the way, as my son and I discussed. Salute. He got some warriors on his roster. That strange music. He have a lot of warriors, male and female, on his roster. And I like how Tech Nine mixes it up. He's different. Definitely different, and definitely extraordinary. He should have been on the extraordinary list I just did. But if I would make another list of being extraordinary, he'd definitely be number one on that list. And again, Hobson would be number 2. Those are my 2 favorite artists. I love those 2. Yep. And again, my brother on my banner here, Brother Tech, is our inspiration today. And again, we learn our strengths. We get rid of the weaknesses the best way we can, old habits, things that's not good for our mind, body, and soul, and maintain our divine strength. Then we come into that divine power where nothing can stop us. But we have to start by brick by brick. And again, it always goes back to the individual, how the individual is, how tapped in one is to their spiritual self, deep in that core, because that's where all the battles are fought. You either win or lose in that psyche, baby, because that's where all the battles are really fought. Again, I reiterate, if we don't win those battles deep within, we're definitely not going to be ready for wars on the outside. And those battles within can be self-esteem issues, evil intent, not paying attention, blind ignorance, and just willy-nilly free falling, which is danger. Being aware is a beautiful thing. It's beautiful when we're serious about it, and we know who we are in our lane, and we can be in solitude, but also connect with brothers and sisters when we need to. We develop those sharp social skills. We look at life different. We have a broader scope, and it takes work for some of us, though. It's not easy to get to this space sometimes. It was a kind of a challenge for me. I had to go through the layers and the bad things and old habits. It's all right. Many of us have those old habits and conditions that we grew up with, and becoming aware will help us to see these things. And we can't be afraid of going within, because once we go in, we just be better when we come back out. Then our physical self can radiate and move freely and smoothly, but not free falling, not knowing things and just willy-nilly. That's danger, like I said a few minutes ago. So, and knowing and conquering our human body, mind, body, and soul, as I always say, that spiritual self right around the corner. Because once we got all our pistons firing, are we ready? That great divine can have something to work with. Great divine can work even if it's a hinkling of righteous in one's soul. That gives that great divine something to work with, and that divine is found where? Because I know I say divine a lot, and everybody have some people say God and creator, but it all starts from where? However we call it, what name we put on it, it all starts from where? What did you hear the most greatest philosophers say? Deep within. That's where the real emphasis on the real God is found. Never on the outside. Never. It's always found deep, deep within. And the reason why, because a lot of toxic thing is hidden deep within. So that's the real reason why you hear so many of us say that's where that great divine resides, in the pit of our soul. And if it isn't there, you're going to miss things. That's where it's found. And then we will see the glory of that divine residing inside. We will see the glory of it on the outside, but not the superficial things. We'll see that divine in, maybe in people we've helped, that maybe years ago, and it come back later like, oh, thank you. Things like that happen. Divine always keep a righteous record of its warriors that it's called on. You know what I'm saying? So Mama Nature, that wonderful universe, is the most wonderful three forces that we will ever come to know in this life, if we're fortunate to do that, because not everybody comes to know that great divine deep within, and that's unfortunate, because everyone has that ability to go deep within and find that divine, but again, it takes being aware, not hurting people or ourselves, because hurt people. So that's why that great divine don't want us hurting ourselves, and do the best we can and become great. And then we have that divine strength, build brick by brick. And then after all the layers, however long it take, different strokes of different folks, then we have that divine power. Once we reach that, after we went through the layers and lessons, then we develop that divine power. And then that's when we're truly ready. And again, this could take a lifetime to get to this space, because I don't ever want to come off like these things I'm saying are easy, because they're not for some of us, but be thankful if you are at a stable place in one's life, whether you're deeply spiritual, you're educated or not, or you're just an upright male, female, brother or sister who's a general. Again, just us not hurting ourselves or hurting no one else. That's given to humanity right there. You're not wasting space or time, and just do what we do. And great divine, Mama Nature, and the universe will do the rest. All right, now I want to go through some summaries I had on the benefits of keeping things simple in life and appreciating things that are simple. Now, I'm only going to do one summary. Of course, we're going to have a hip hop break. And again, salute to Tech 9 for this video. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love this scene where he was speaking over the candles. It's so spiritual and sacred to me. I'm telling you, Tech 9, a mean, bad brother. And I mean that righteously, real talk. It's just brothers we meet and sisters and family, just be thankful for good brothers and sisters and good family through the mix of the challenges. We got to pull that good out of there, and this is some advice I got from a great brother that I listen to all the time. I'm even say his name, Brother Lance. He always say, take the good and leave the bad. If it's not too bad, depending on what it is. But if it's really something stupid and, and insignificant, take the good, leave the bad. That's not mine. That's Brother Lance. And that's another brother. That's another, that shows that building brick by brick where it can get you. Cause that brother literally build brick by brick. And has had that great divine in his life and has led him into some great places and have met some wonderful people. I'm glad I met him. Real talk. Cause he was, again, we got to be thankful of, maybe family members, brothers and sisters in the world or online that nudged us, that pushed us, and made us better. Pushed righteously. And I have to say, Brother Land's one of them brothers. He one of them brothers, and Brother Kwaku, him too, salute. These brothers, they the kind of brothers, you better have your shit right within. Because if you don't, the truth in them is going to pull it out. You know what I mean? And you can either deal with it and get better, even if you do have to kind of disengage for a little bit, just to kind of heal and get yourself right. It's better to do that than not deal with whatever we have deep within. I'm just speaking, just giving an example. And the brother, his life is definitely an example of building brick by brick. And I salute to him and his wife, real talk. And it's great example for our humanity and our culture. And the brother, a lot of us that do support him, we like literally watched him move to Africa. It's so beautiful, and he's literally, and I don't want to tell too much of his business and nothing like that, but it's a good example. He's literally like, his life is brick by brick. Then he's like literally building a home of his own brick by brick. Now, if that isn't an example, I don't know what is. So it's wonderful. And as many brothers like him, as Kwaku, and many other brothers and sisters, have paid his dues and has clung to that great divine and done everything as a general to get where he is. And he deserves where he's at, He's where he's supposed to be as a brother, So salute to Brother Lance, Brother Kwaku. You hear me bring those brothers' names up from time to time, So, hey, again, they helped me. You know what I'm saying? Again, we always got to remember those that helped us. I mean, righteously, in a good way, and made us, and, not made us, but helped us, motivated us to dig inside and find that powerful divine, to find that divine power within ourselves. And then we pass that torch on, right? And keep building other generals, share our experiences and our stories and, man, things that make us stable in the place, in the foundation we're standing on right now today. We got to do that. Give brothers and sisters their honor, And again, as I told my son, Lord Lamont, it's an honor to know brothers and sisters that's living on African soil. All right. Now I want to get to this summary. It's an introduction into appreciating the simple things in life. And then I'm gonna get to a couple songs. I always got a couple songs on the hip hop break. And the first song is Good Energy, and the second one is Divine Said. And I played this song recently. And salute to Queen Mayat Rogers, who commented on that song. All right, let's get into this summary. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Let's go. Knowing and appreciating the simple things in life offers numerous benefits, including reduced stress, improved mental health, which is very, very important, increased gratitude, what I was just doing a minute ago, just giving gratitude and honor, and a greater sense of fulfillment. And that's good for our immune system. And that's that deep within stuff. When we're not, again, cunning and sneaky and evil intent and all that stuff is like a clogged up drain. Real talk. When we got all that garbage in our subconscious, do things to be joyful, righteously, by focusing on the small joys. In essence, let me see. In essentials, focusing on the small joys and essentials, individuals can cultivate a more peaceful, present, and content existence. And that's wonderful, because especially as melanated brothers and sisters, we can feel energy in people sometimes, especially these days. I don't know. It's great divine just is making us where we can see things. Just put it like that, in my opinion. But anyway, we get around people, we can feel if one has anxiety in them or evil intent, because as we all know, whatever, and somebody used to always say, whatever we harbor deep inside, good or bad, that universe will draw it out sooner or later. And so that's why it's good to filter our psyche, subconscious, and if we need help medically, do it. If we need it mentally, do it. Like my son said, he was seeking a little bit of therapy. We don't know everything as brothers and sisters, as humans. So if we don't feel like we can help ourselves, please, man, I beg you, get help, because what we do righteous in the present will ultimately benefit us in the future, all day, every day. And reduce stress and anxiety, please. It's a must, whichever way we can. Again, I'm not this this superhuman or invincible person. I get emotions and feelings, but we learn how to channel it. We don't let it overwhelm us. But it takes practice, it takes steps, it takes paying attention to oneself, surroundings, etc., etc. less to worry about. That word worry or stress shouldn't even be in our vocabulary. Simple living allows for a clearer mind by eliminating unnecessary complexities and obligations. We do things because we can, not because we think we have to or obligated. And keep it simple. And as I heard a brother say recently, and I say this too, we better learn that word no, especially to people individuals. I say person, place, thing, but of course something most of the time it's a person. Person can help themselves if they're healthy. Nothing wrong with them. It's like I say, it's good to help people, or if we need help, those things are good. But don't always be in a position where we need help all the time. If we got resources and we can help ourselves. Now, again, brother and sister or someone is in a circumstantial situation, that's different. But I'm speaking on the manipulators, the hustlers, and the ones that are trying to get over and think they can override karma. Those types. Again, danger. Those are the ones that we have to stay away from. But unfortunate, that's a reality. And as we say, the more higher up we go in levels, and I'm talking in our mind, maybe in life, in finances, but I'm talking about righteously, because I don't care about material things, but I'm talking about just in our mind. When we become a little more aware and have more integrity and, and that so-called self-esteem, we don't even carry that. What is self-esteem? What is that? And it's unfortunate that some carry that. And when our awareness is almost regal, we'll feel energy in others without even trying. Sometimes it's scary. We can literally see into another individual, especially when they're not aware of themselves, So we can either learn from a reacher or teacher in this life, whether in the world or online. And of course, the top teacher is that great divine. If we can't learn from that great divine, mistakes, the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and we're not trying to better ourselves, and man, we just, again, no purpose and just willy-nilly free falling through life, those are the types we have to move to the side and let life teach them. Because, oh yeah, I love to say, life will teach us, whether we want to or not. As my grandmother used to say, rest in peace and in power. Keep on living, buddy. You'll find out. So, all right. So, I just wanted to read that summary. And it's been a while since I've been speaking. That's why I say we have to, in my opinion, just refresh ourselves sometimes. I'm not trying to tell nobody how to be on social media or nothing. Just, I know how it makes me feel when we kind of step back off social media for a while and, and pay attention to the real realities of life. And then, kind of get back on. And another thing I heard a brother say, we earn our peace. We earn our time when we speak and appreciate our voice and other brothers and sisters' voice. Brothers and sisters in the world and family in the world and online. Remember, keep a broad scope of the world. Again, like standing on a building or a mountain, looking out over the whole world and singing that song I had in the intro. We can see clearly now, the rain is gone. That's a wonderful space to be. But it's easier said than done. But guess what, brothers and sisters? A lot of us are standing in this space, aren't we? So be thankful if we are. All right, leaders and teachers. We're going to get to these couple of hip hop songs I want to play in this break. And as I said, the first one is Good Energy. And the second one would be Divine Said. And again, salute to Queen Mayat Rogers, who commented on that song. All right. I got to mess with the computer. All right. We're going to play Good Energy. And the second song, again, would be Divine Said. Again, salute to all those who comment and ride along with the brother. I salute you. And thank you, as well as my son, Lord Lamont. Salute. All right, be back after this.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, always know you got that good energy. Don't you dare be down. Yeah, good energy. Got it in you, got it in me. Good energy. Yeah, brothers and sisters, keep the good
sir. All right. Got to keep that good energy, brothers and sisters. Real talk. That's why I like doing music. It's very fulfilling. Again, like I said earlier, got to have something to look forward to. Always have something positive to look forward to. It's good for the soul. It's good for our immune system. But those who are at that space already know that, don't you? So this next song is Divine Said. And we're going to get back into build brick by brick. It's so freaking rewarding and tapping into our divine power. All right. And I want to do some more breakdown on how keeping things simple and not complicating things in our life just brings so much joy and peace. All right. Be back after this.
Yeah. Great Divine said, yeah. Keep flowing, still going, with what one knows, and yeah. Keep flowing, yeah. Great Divine said, still going, yeah. With one knows, and with one knows. This is who I be, a powerful E, a righteous beast, and no retreat. A hitter break spells, all evil must cease. I ain't gon' stop till my generals free. I'm calling out protection for my family and me. I gotta stand tall, never get on our knees. A rich in one's heart, fuck having no fee. Divine warrior, crushing all demons indeed. And keep a guard up and fight for our peace. And nothing is greater a man than he. They give us life and a reason to breathe. Keep flowing, Great Divine said, still going, with what one knows, and I keep flowing, I gotta make it through. This is what one do. Go deep within. I promise we never lose. A tune clear, and yeah, never be no fool. I'm thinking that Great Divine, making me a good dude. And if you got the E, of course I got you. I never be no lame. I never go insane. EBX, that is my fucking name. Divine make me shine and fuck fame. A grown ass man, and no time for no games. We are here and choose who we to be. And yeah, stay away, talk to shit, no shame. A spiritual enlightenment, that should be the aim. I keep flowing.
Great Divine said,
I'm still going. A Great Divine said, I keep flowing. I keep going.
I keep going.
I keep flowing. A Great Divine said, I'm still going.
I still going.
What one knows, and a Great Divine said, I keep flowing. I still going. That Great Divine said, he always said, keep flowing.
Right. Yep, real talk. Keep flowing. Real talk, brothers and sisters. Never stop. And let that Great Divine have us where we're flowing. You know what I mean? All right, so we're going to get back to the mojo. And you know what the mojo is. Gotta have the mojo. And we're going to get into it about the simple things, how appreciating the simple things of life can give us so much fulfillment. Okay, we're going to get to it just a minute. Give me a second, brothers and sisters. All right, let's get back to it. All right, and of course, another summary, because again, a lot of like to say reading is good, fun to the mental. So let's break it down. My leaders and teachers with a student spirit, let's go. Greater sense of fulfillment. When focusing on what truly matters, individuals often find greater joy and contentment in their daily lives. Increased gratitude and appreciation. Like I was giving those brothers appreciation, like my brother on my banner here, you know. Take the good, leave the bad. Thank you, Brother Lance. Awareness, let me see, increased gratitude and appreciation. Awareness of daily joys. Simplicity encourages attention to small, potentially uplifting moments. Because remember, small can lead to big. Small progress is still progress, as long as it's coming from a genuine heart, a righteous space, and it's looking for the good in whatever it is. If it's humanity, culture, and ourselves, just upright human being off the bat. The righteous spiritual will follow. All right, simplicity encourages attention to small, potentially uplifting moments, fostering a greater sense of gratitude for life, simple pleasures. Appreciation for the present moment. By simplifying, individuals become more attuned to the present and less focused on the past or future. Just let it flow. That's what I like that song. They were just saying. Divine said, let it flow. We don't push, but we don't give up. Let things come what? Naturally, like Mama Nature. Allowing for a greater appreciation of what is happening now. Look at the things we have. Don't look at what we don't have. That's something T.I. said in the beginning of a song. Don't look at what we don't got. Look at what we do got. Or don't look at what we don't have. We look at what we do have. For one, we woke up. Again, some people can be so freaking ungrateful. Be thankful we even woke up, for one, because some people didn't. Real talk. Focus on intrinsic value. I like that word. I've never used that word. Intrinsic. Beautiful. Simplicity can shift the focus from material possessions to the intrinsic value of experiences and relationships. Again, brother, sister, family, those we righteously connect to. It's wonderful. Hang on to things like that. Because again, the social media got people's priorities all out of whack. Some, not all. Reduce reactive behavior. Simplicity provides space for thoughtful responses rather than knee-jerk reactions, leading to lower stress levels, which is important. We got to have less stress, no stress at all. Less stuff to manage. By minimizing possessions and commitments, individuals experience less to worry about and manage. Improved mental health. Increased clarity. A simpler lifestyle can lead to a more focused and less cluttered mind, which can enhance mental clarity and reduce anxiety. Enhance self-esteem. The ability to appreciate the simple things in life can contribute to a positive sense of self and make it easier to enjoy life and embrace new experiences like that, like finding that great divine deep in our soul, And Brother Tech 9, I'm rhyming. Brother Tech 9 on my banner here is a wonderful expression and inspiration of building brick by brick, as well as those brothers I was just speaking on a little while ago. They got platforms, like I said, the brothers literally built brick by brick, not just their lives, even in Africa with their house and stuff. That's wonderful, things like that. Gratitude, and again, when we get past all that bad shit that we have carried, that garbage that we have carried in our subconscious, some of us for years, get rid of that shit. I say 1,000 times, we all gonna get old one day. So I don't get it. People who just don't care and just, not trying to do nothing new and explore in our minds, and it just brings so much joy. Again, it's good for our immune system. It's good for our body. It's good for our life. As I say 1,000 times, another thing I say all the time, and it's so fucking true. And this is how we can tap in to our divine power. And again, build brick by brick. It's so rewarding, when we go through the layers and we just let things flow naturally. It's just, I don't get it how some people, again, the manipulators, the hustlers, and there's so many things going on out in this world. Evil entities out there coming up with new ways to shut the public down all the time. And you just got stupid, petty ass people that don't even realize, some didn't even wake up. Be thankful if we woke up. You woke up petty, shame on you. At least don't hurt you. If you can't help yourself, don't project it onto others. But hey, to each is his own. What goes around comes around. That's more than a saying. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. No matter what we think about karma, that great divine, do evil shit most of your life and let me know how that work out. So there's examples all around us. It's just a matter of paying attention. And what do we have to lose? Being an upright, honest brother and sister or family member. The best way we can, you know. Again, we all gonna get old one day. But if you in a good space, you know, and no matter where we are in our life, and I'm not just talking about no platform, I'm talking about just in life in general. In your building, keep building. If you got any kind of inkling of righteousness in your heart, keep building. Great Divine will do the rest, you know. And you'll thank yourself and love yourself later, as well as others that are connecting with us. Because, you know, again, we got to be in the business of building generals, whether it's physical action, a positive word, a positive thought, because that matters too. Because what's in that core always matter. Because when it's positive, and if we're like cultivating something positive, eventually, especially we got a lot of fire, a lot of passion, man, it's going to explode. It's going to have to come out, you know, in whatever passion and in whatever area we're in, you know, whether it's, you know, I'm speaking in general because I don't like to size it down to one thing. Because again, there's a trillion billion gifts out here, you know, that we can have. But what that gift is all up to the individual. Brother, sister, family, children in the world and online. So thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion, and salute to Tech 9 for the inspiration that he had been in hip hop and in life in general, you know, and he built his empire brick by brick. So, and again, I love this on my banner, him spitting them fire lyrics over them candles. It was very spiritual to me, very sacred. I love that about Tech 9. He's always had that divine spirit, you know. He's one of them brothers. He's a good brother of balance, and I'm sure he's had his challenges along the way too. But the brother is around my age and still spitting fire, and I'm telling you, he's a force to be reckoned with when it comes to them lyrics. You know, I don't want to like say he's better than other artists, but he close to better. Real talk. The brother is fire, and he did know Tupac too. And I want to go back and research some stories with because he actually spoke on Tupac in some of his songs, so that'll be interesting to look up the relationship between him and Pac. One thing I remember he said in a song that him and Pac was going to a club and they wouldn't let him in or something like that. It was giving him flack, but I don't know all the details, but I remember hearing that in a song. So Tech 9 knew a lot of artists, and he collabed with a lot of artists. That's wonderful, you know. So, and I'm sure he's had his challenges with artists too, but he's still standing today, and he's well respected as a brother, as a human being, and as an artist. And he's also a family man, you know. I did a little research, not to be in his life or be nosy, just to connect with the brother. So he's a family man also, you know. We gotta look beyond people, you know, and I mean in a good way, righteously, because we see a lot of these. I'm talking about the righteous brothers and sisters that may have kind of a big platform. We gotta look at them. They're people. They're not robots or talking heads. They are real people with lives and family, you know. And seeing the simple things of life and paying attention to ourselves and seeing great things, that's the kind of things we'll see in brothers and sisters, because everyone can carry a divine beauty within. It again is this conditioning, thank you Malcolm X, that a lot of us have grown up with, and some are just not aware, because I wasn't at one time. But it's beautiful when we can see clearly now. I know I keep saying that, but it is. It's so rewarding, you know. It's like that dream I said I had when me and Lord Lamont did the last podcast we did. It's called Divine Connection to Dreams. Dream I had about my bed being lifted up in the sky, and how overwhelming that feeling right there, man. That's a feeling that can take a lifetime to get to. But if you are at a stable place in one's life, whoever you are listening, my family, brother, sister in the world, online, be thankful, you know, and keep building. Don't stop. Get better. Get even greater. If you're at a wonderful space, get even more wonderful. Get even more better, you know. We never get to a level and stop, you know, as far as that great divine, you know, the levels never run out, as I heard from a great brother, until we transition. And let's make our transition graceful, transition divinely, you know, do what we can while we're on this planet righteously, whether it's in a small space or a big space. But remember, When we appreciate the small things, great things will come. Automatic. That's how principles of that great divine and Mama Nature work. Mama Nature and that great divine is always watching its warriors. So just keep flowing. Don't hurt ourselves and don't hurt others. And we'll be fine. Real talk. And then we'll finally, emphasis on finally, come into our divine power, brothers and sisters. So I call down peace. May we all keep that ultimate peace in our part of the world, wherever we are. Right now, calling down protection again from that great divine for ourselves and from ourselves. Maintain our divine strength. Keep building brick by brick. It's so rewarding and so fulfilling. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful space to be. We're not conniving and sneaking and really dealing with ourselves. Man, let's add to humanity and our culture. If we're taken away in a negative way, then I don't know what we're here for. If we're just evil and rotten to the core, I don't know why we're on this planet. Why are we here? But be thankful for the brothers and sisters and family that are just doing what they're supposed to do as a human being off the bat. Then the other deep spiritual things can come. Again, everybody walk is different. But as well as my son, Lord Lamont, and oneself, we're going to keep ourselves strong. And, through the mix of the challenges, along the way. But we still here. We're alive and breathing. Remember, we're back to conquer another day, another year, another decade, brothers and sisters. So be thankful. Pat yourself on the back, if you're here today. Because again, we woke up alive and breathing. But remember, some went to sleep, and didn't wake back up, brothers and sisters. So do whatever it takes to maintain our divine strength. Keep building, brick by brick, so we can get those divine rewards down the road, and let nothing stop what we have developed. Brother, sister, general, family, and keep, let nothing take away our divine power. Salute. Salute to Tech 9. Thank you, brother, for your inspiration.